G'day traders, mindset reset. It's Wednesday, day 3 on the front side of the week. Tomorrow is non-farm payrolls Thursday, and Friday is the 4th of July. Hopefully it's not too windy down here today. Number one, let's talk about simplicity. So there are a lot of traders who have narrowed down their approach each week to simplify not only their daily routine, their daily process. I talked about using the inside day. Now let's use my friend Steven as an example. Let's say my friend Steven, he only trades reversals and he only trades after they break out. So for example, let's say he traded the inside day reversals only, the reversal setups, and he only trades them from 9:45 a.m. onwards. Now, we've had 2 inside days just on the indexes alone. Now, one of the key things to think about with these setups is this. There are traders out there who are still not grasping the understanding of scaling into an opportunity that rinses and repeats, being one and done. There are going to be trades where you're going to nail and bail, and traders who are trading a certain account size, that's your bread and butter money. That's their yearly income. And then you're going to have your monkey hammer opportunities, your ACB opportunities. You're going to have first red day all-in opportunities like we saw in the pound cross pairs today. We're going to have first green day opportunities. We saw that on the metals this week. But if you understand the importance of hunting specific opportunities and sitting in the bushes and waiting for them to present, and then when they present, executing the trade setup, locking in money and walking away, and nothing else in between. So a lot of traders are convinced that you need to go there every day and take trades. Trade this, trade that, trade the index, catch that move, but they don't ever have any size on there. And so when it does come to making a significant sizable trade opportunity, they treat it the same as all the other ones. They risk 1% or 2% or whatever they're risking. When those opportunities are going to be the all-ins, the low of week to high of week, the high of week to low of week opportunities, that's month money. Now what happens when you get in early, and you might get lucky, it might keep moving. Again, there are certain situations from extremes when traders will be able to position themselves earlier than 9:30. And those are usually typically at monthly extremes. But if we have major red news at 8:15, non-farm ADP, again, if you're positioning yourself in the market before a major red news event like that, would you be put size on that? Again, I'm not interested in getting into a market before major red news. As I've talked about with my sons on the ACB setup, on the CPI, FOMC, non-farm payrolls, PPI, for example, any of the potential high impact major red news, if it occurs on their trading day, they're not to trade that day. The only exception is if they have an index or one of those instruments setting up into 9 a.m., 10 a.m. hour after that event has occurred. But it has to stay sideways in that coil. It cannot spike, it cannot vector out, it cannot break down and pump up. It has to be the sideways parabolic setup. Now I reinforce that the number one variable is the trader. So a lot of traders get frustrated when I say that, but it just reiterates the fact that unless you're sticking to the plan, like my friend Steven, there's scar tissue. There's years of scar tissue between the two of us. If you do things inconsistently long enough, meaning you do this, you do that, you do trades like this, you over leverage, you randomly impulsively trade, you don't stick to a routine or specific money making setups, at some point you'll either get so sick of not going anywhere or blowing your account up or doing damage or the same roller coaster emotional cycle over and over again that you'll either just stop doing that and once and for all stick to one repeatable plan, or you won't, and you'll just stay in that abyss of win some, lose some, but you don't ever get the size, you don't really ever develop the skills or the mindset of sitting in the bushes and waiting and hunting the sets that make you a lot of money. Now what's great when you get to that point is you could care less if you miss a day, you could care less if you miss a setup on another instrument, you can care less if something moves in an earlier session because you've got a basket and you've always got opportunities. It's ongoing. It's like I said about the inside day. It's never ending. It's part of how markets work. They consolidate for either reversals, potential trap and shifts, or explosive continuation moves. It's the nature of how markets work. It's not my theory. Inside days have been around since the beginning of markets. They're not some new Furu's algorithm theory and all this other BS. They rinse and repeat on any market, any instrument in any session. And what's great about that is that you can't argue about it. When there's an inside day, there's an inside day. How simple is that? So I love it when traders, you know, even with telling them to follow an inside day, they can't even stick to doing that. They can't even stick to doing that, which just reinforces the trader is the variable. The trader is the variable. So I keep saying this to encourage traders, make trading a pursuit of pleasure. Make it simple, make it fun, reproducible, scalable, and profitable. Step back, look at what you're capable of understanding, where your skill set lies in terms of executing trades, where your emotional state is at. How hard is it to go through a basket of 20 instruments and identify where there's an inside bar? Just as an example, you can trade other setups if you want, but the inside day is just ongoing every single week. Every single week we get 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 inside days. Strip it down to 2 or 3 of high probability setups, and whether or not that opportunity presents into your session. But then also follow that market, because as we see at certain times of the month in extremes, they'll use the inside day to exhaust moves at the extremes or to trap volume on the outsides before shifting in the opposite direction. You don't have to do anything but sit on your hands and wait. There's trades every single day. We get trades in the indexes every day. Whether or not they're the A++ setups or they're nail and bales or they're outside of the timing window is a whole different situation. But there are setups every single day on currency pairs, on the metals, on the indexes. Now the energies, I'm looking for very specific setups on those instruments, which is why I haven't even been bothered to look at them, because we haven't had those setups. Today, several traders in the community hit the oil trade after inventories, an excellent parabolic vertical move in the long direction at 11 a.m. 10:30 release, 11 a.m. on the hourly charts. If you take a look, there's a beautiful pin hammer for traders who are positioning themselves in that coil and explosive parabolic long trade. That market's now broken out of a huge consolidation. We'll see if it's a trap or if that opportunity presents in the next few days at the beginning of a new month. Now we've got non-farm payrolls tomorrow. It's been a huge week for several traders in the communities. It's 4th of July, which means the U.S. stock markets are closed. I don't trade on the days that the U.S. stock markets are closed. It's a holiday, so I treat it like a holiday. I go enjoy myself. It's a 3-day weekend. Currency cross pairs may offer us some great opportunities on Friday. The other sessions are still trading. Markets will still trade during the U.S. hours. But when the U.S. stock markets aren't trading, the U.S. banks aren't trading, U.S. hedge funds aren't trading, the volume tends to lessen and the ranges consolidate. Again, I just don't bother trading, but some of the currency pairs may offer some great opportunities, the cross rate pairs. But after a 3-day weekend, don't be surprised if we see some explosive moves starting off our new week. Second week of the trading month. Again, tomorrow's non-farm payrolls. Wait till after the markets have digested the news in the US window. If you get an opportunity in Asia or London, awesome. Congratulations to everybody in the community. Make trading a pursuit of pleasure. Identify your best money-making setups, your signal days. Execute the setups when they present in your session. Lock in the money and understand how you can scale those setups up in size. They're either nail and bales or they're all-in opportunities that are going till the close of the day. That's where you make the money. Not risking 1% on every little movement in the market and trying to take a lot of trades. Isolate the opportunities where you have a 90-10 opportunity to make money. Lock in the money. Lock and load. Come back the next day. Don't engage in any self-sabotaging, random impulsive trading or degenerate gambling type of behavior. Over-leveraging, YOLO trading, get back to the high watermark trading, revenge trading, all the crazy things that traders do behind closed doors when no one's watching. Stick to the plan. If you can't stick to the plan and grow a small account into a large one, the cycle repeats itself. Blow it up, start again, system jump, all those crazy things. How do you want your trading experience to be? You're the creator of that experience based on your behavior, the decisions that you make. If you want to be a mouse clicker and take lots of trades and trade movements and pushes and gaps and sweeps and hunts and runs and arrays and discounts and premiums, inversions, all these things, super. But the more you trade, the more likely you are to put yourself into market conditions that can do damage, put you into a psychological state that can put you on tilt, when that's where you engage in self-sabotaging and damaging behavior, and then you have to start all over again. You might get rewarded for bad behavior, but at some point, as Peter Brandt says, the mother of all losses is coming. So keep it simple. Stay focused on money-making setups. Focus on your routine, your process, your behavior. Isolate the best signals on the instruments that you get or this favorite instrument that you're trading. Stick to the plan. Make trading a pursuit of pleasure. As my friend Steven and I say, it's plan A only. There is no plan B. It's a zero-sum game. Play to win, traders. Have a great day. Get out, enjoy some of this beautiful summer weather. Love you and appreciate you. And may the markets go with you.